up, and it is scored!
For three. Got it!
With the shot, it's in!
Lights out! Good night! Goodbye!
And that's it! Marshfield wins!
It's a great serve.
Another one!
Drop!
And the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl!
Nice.
Kick on the field, and it is
Scored! It is scored!
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by
Biviano General Contracting.
Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations.
More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com.
Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Duxbury High School for Marshfield Community Media's presentation of Marshfield Rams basketball this night. We are on the road in Duxbury with the Rams set to take on the Duxbury Dragons, in which their last matchup, Marshfield fell 54-40 on their home court, which was their first loss to Duxbury in 16 games. Marshfield looking to get back in the win column here against the Dragons. Marshfield coming off a 6-game win streak, most recently on senior night, where every senior got to play in the game. And Duxbury coming off 2 losses in a row to the entire town of Plymouth, losing to both North and South. As Richardson tips it up to Noah Feldman. Feldman getting to it right away. Throws up an air ball. Sheehan comes down with the board. Falls going to take it up the court now. Gets it up to Barricky. Patton on him. Now Hodgkipo's is going to set up the offense. Hodgkipo getting up. Falls to the foul line. Good curl inside. Layup up. Layup no good for Arts. Ball's loose. Russ going to call foul on the floor. Waiting to see who the foul's on. Going to say Brody Hessian got called for the reach right there, so Duxbury's going to get the ball under their own basket. Into the corner for Hodgkipo. Hodgkipo puts up the 3. That one touches nothing but air. Now Ryan McCabe has it in space. Gets it up to Dan Patton. Patton waiting for his team. Now he's going to go baseline. Patton back to McCabe. McCabe goes up. Can't get it in with the right. Gets the rebound. Back out to Richardson. Richardson puts up the 3. This one's just short for Richardson. Hodgkipo there to collect the board. Dragons trying to push the tempo now. Now Hodgkipo's just going to set up the offense. Up to Sheehan. Sheehan puts his head down and goes at McCabe. Puts up the layup, and layup's good there for Tiernan Sheehan. Patton pushes the tempo right away. Gets it up to Richardson. Richardson, no dribble. Gets 2 points right back for the Rams. Duxbury trying to answer with a break of their own as they get Hodgkipo to pick up his dribble. Now out to Arts. Arts puts up the 3. This one's good for Keegan Arts, the senior. Dragons up to a 5-2 lead to start the game. McCabe tries to get inside. Gets this one poked away by Falls. Arts going to take it. Marshfield looking rattled to start this game so far. Now they're going to get Hodgkipo to set up the offense again. Hessian going to continue pressure, and looks like they're going to try and get Barricky on the wing. They get it to him. Use the screen from Sheehan. Now Barricky back out to reset. Over to Arts. Arts just puts his head down, picks up his dribble, hands off to Barricky. Feldman stays home with them all day. Fish wanted the travel call right there. Back out to Arts. Now Hodgkipo on the opposite wing. Shot clock winding down here. Hodgkipo has to find something. Just gets out to Arts. Arts! That one's rejected by Luke Richardson as the shot clock expires. Great defensive stand from the Rams right there. An even better block by Richardson to force the shot clock violation. Rams get the ball in now to Dan Patton. Rams finally get to set up their offense in the backcourt. Get it to Feldman on the wing. Feldman tries to use the screen from McCabe. Steps back, thought about the three. Now out to McCabe. Rams passing it around the court now. Whistle's going to get called there on Barricky. That's going to be his first. Each team at 1 foul. Marshall will have it underneath. Hessian set to take this one out. Hessian looking, gets it out to Feldman. Feldman tries to go and puts up the tough layup. That one can't fall, but nonetheless, going to get 2 shots at the foul line. Both teams coming out into the game looking a little sloppy so far. Have had some good possessions. Duxbury got a 3 and got a layup. I know Feldman looking to make this a 1-point game. First one's up and in for Feldman. Shot's going to be no good for Feldman, but they're going to say Richardson went early regardless. So Feldman going to start his day 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Barricky, the inbounder, looking for Arts. Now he gets it to him in the corner. Barricky going to try and push the tempo with Richardson on him. Into the corner for Sheeran, and Barricky gets it back. No hesitation. Puts up another air ball. Marshfield has a chance to run here to tie the game. Richardson puts his head down and goes to the basket. Great Euro step, and he's going to draw the blocking foul, and 1 for Richardson. Great heads-up play there by Richardson to slow the tempo down and then explode to the rim to get the easy layup. Richardson now with the chance to give Marshfield their first lead of the night. Free throw's just short for Richardson. Sheehan comes down with the board. Now Falls trying to make something happen. Gets right by Pat and Falls. Puts up the layup. It's rejected by McCabe, but they're going to whistle a foul. Great defense there from McCabe, helping out Dan Patton as he was burnt. Just unfortunate foul call. Now Falls going to be at the line for 2. First free throw's up. That one's no good, and the Marshfield student section let him hear it. Falls rattle, puts the second one up. This one's good for Lucas Falls. Marshfield just pushing the tempo even more. Patton trying to go into the corner for Feldman. Feldman, no hesitation, puts up the 3. That one no good. Sheehan knocks the rebound over to Arts. Now Duxbury controls it. Barricky with Feldman on him now. In the corner for Arts. Arts curls, puts up the mid-range. That one's good. Good shot right there from Keegan Arts. Hessian trying to get the fast break going, couldn't get anything. Now gets a screen from Richardson. Richardson into the corner. Jabs, goes by Sheehan. Richardson, great body control to keep the ball with them and get the layup right there. Back to a 1-point game. Hotchkiss pressured by Hessian the entire way up the floor. Now they're going to set up. McCabe blitzes out to Barricky, and they're going to whistle McCabe for the foul. So that's going to be Ryan McCabe's second foul of the first quarter. So now Jamison Bongelati is going to come off the bench to sub out McCabe. One of your better defenders, can't have him in foul trouble this early. So McCabe's coming out, Bongelati's in. Nonetheless, great shift from Ryan McCabe. Barricky will be the inbounder here for the Dragons. Tries to get it back, but he gets it into Sheehan. Sheehan just goes to the rim, throws up a wild layup, gets his own miss, and he puts this one right back up there. Great second chance effort there from Tiernan Sheehan. We're going to have a timeout on the court by Marshfield. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to Responsibility.
Welcome back to Marshfield High School, not Marshfield High School, Duxbury High School. If you're just joining us, your score 10-7 in favor of the Duxbury Dragons. Marshfield coming out of the timeout, trying to get something going as Duxbury comes out in a 1-3-1 zone. Fisher wasn't expecting this. Marshfield just moving the ball around. Now they get it over into the corner for Feldman. Feldman puts up the 3. This one's short. Noah Feldman Not a lot of success from long range yet tonight. Duxbury swinging around. Barricky rips, goes baseline. Just gets knocked out of the air. And they're going to call a foul. Barricky didn't even put a shot up, but I think he's still going to end up going to the line. Foul's going to be on Bongiolotti, so they're going to say foul on the floor. So no free throws for Barricky. So we're going to have our first sub of the game for the Dragons. The sophomore, Cam Frazier, who was a big part in Duxbury's win back in Marshfield, checks into the game for the first time, replacing Keegan Arts. Now Frazier going to be the one to inbound. Try to run the elevator screen for Barricky. Nothing's open. Great defense there from the Rams. Now Hodgkipple has it up top. Out to Frazier. Frazier, he can shoot from long range. Fakes over to Sheehan. Sheehan didn't even think about the three. Now Frazier from way downtown. Can't get that one to go. Richardson there on the rebound. Richardson taking this one by himself, just trying to get into the paint. Euro steps, goes up, can't get the layup to fall, but Richardson grabs his own miss, puts up the layup. Layup's no good. Bongiolotti wanted the foul there. Falls comes up with it. Now Barricky has it. Barricky running the show for the Dragons so far. Now Hodgkipple gets the screen from Sheehan, rejects. Over to Frazier. Frazier trying to get downhill. Into the corner for Hodgkipple. One more to Barricky. Barricky wanted the three. Sheehan now top of the key, guarded by Bongiolotti. Sneaks it in to Hodgkipple. Hodgkipple into the corner. Barricky puts up the three. This one's good for Joe Barricky. Dragons get their lead up to 6. Now Feldman going to try and respond with a basket of his own. Goes to the paint, gets fouled, so Feldman heading back to the line for the second time tonight. Duxbury hasn't had as much Patriot League success this season, and Marshfield, one of the best teams in the Patriot League. But when Marshfield comes up on the calendar, Duxbury makes sure they have that game circled and ready to go. Now Feldman back at the line for his third and fourth attempts. First one's up and in for Feldman. Now checking into the game for the first time for the Dragons is number 5, Gavin Hammond. Second shot's up and in for Feldman. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Gets his percentage up to 75. Barricky now rejects Frazier's screen. Hands it off to Hammond. Now falls up to Frazier. Frazier goes to his left. Can't get past Richardson. Richardson eats the hit. No call from the ref. Frazier's going to get an easy wide open basket. Marshfield side is livid about the call there. Feldman faked the handoff to Patton, faked me out. Now Patton tries to get inside, pulls back, out to Richardson. Duxbury playing smothering defenses. Richardson sneaks it into Feldman. Feldman able to draw the foul. Great ball control there from Noah Feldman to not get the turnover. Now Feldman will head back to the line for the third time tonight. First one's up and in for Noah Feldman. And now we have another sub here for the Rams. Liam Riley checking into the game, replacing Brody Hessian. Riley, one of the more aggressive players on this Marshfield team. Second shot for Feldman. No good there. Another 1 for 2 day for Feldman. Ref's going to whistle a foul on Bongiolotti right there. Bongiolotti didn't think he touched Arch at all, so that's going to be Bongiolotti's second foul as well. Fish not too thrilled with what he just saw. So it's going to put Duxbury in the bonus, so Arch is going to head to the line for 2 shots. First one's up and in for Arts, as Duxbury pulls all their players out of the key. Richardson pulls down the rebound. Now Patton pushing this one into the front court. Ball's poked. Now Richardson gets it in the corner for Riley. Riley, one more. Patton trying to get to the paint. Patton gets ripped. Falls saves it. Oh, avoid getting out of bounds. Ball goes up to Frazier. Frazier gets it in the corner now. Back out to Arts. Patton poked that one loose. Ball's going to stay here with the Dragons. A lot of back and forth right now. A very sloppy play from Marshfield. Not what we've seen from their past couple of games. That one left hanging a little too much. Noah Feldman went and took it. Goes in. Puts up the layup. That's an and one for Noah Feldman. Foul there going to be on Hammond. Great play from Noah Feldman to get his team back in the game. Fish calling in another sub. He's bringing in the big Cam Ryan, who just recently committed to play college basketball at Bridgewater State University. Gonna head in right away. He's gonna pull Richardson almost as quickly as he put him back in the game. Duxbury's a fast-paced team, so Ryan, you might see him in the paint or maybe some zone. Feldman can't get the free throw to go, but that's why you put Ryan in. Offensive rebound, kept the play alive. Riley, great pass over to Patton. Patton gets inside, can't put it in the lap, but Ryan, taller than everybody, gets another offensive board. Bongiolotti wants it. Bongiolotti puts up the three. This one's good for Jamison Bongiolotti. Bongiolotti getting the deficit down to one. Now Hodgkill trying to set something up, and he's ripped by Dan Patton as Bongiolotti gets on the floor and saves the possession. Feldman up to Ryan. Ryan, one more into Patton. Gonna say Ryan threw that one right out of bounds instead of off a Duxbury defender. Fish, not too thrilled about that one there. We're gonna get a timeout on the court by the Dragons. Marshfield gets the deficit back 2 within 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the last minute of the first quarter here on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to Responsibility.
Welcome back here to Duxbury High School. Marshfield getting the deficit back down to 1. We're down by 6 at one point in the game. Duxbury taking the ball out from under their own basket. Now Hodgkill going to bring this one up the floor. Gets the screen there from Falls, trying to find Falls on the slip, and now out to Hammond. Hammond curls, gets it to Falls. Falls steps back behind the line, puts this one in. A lot of arc, a lot of swish there for Lucas Falls. And now Patton finds Ryan running up the floor. Ryan goes up. Falls sets his feet and draws the charge. Great play right there from Lucas Falls on both the offensive end and the defensive end. Falls putting his body on the line to save 2 points there for his team. So it's a charge, so Falls will not be heading to the line. Duxbury gets that possession right back. Hodgkill gets the screen, gets Patton off him. Now into the corner, Hammond puts up the three. That one, no good. Sheehan there on the glass. Sheehan puts this one up and in. Great athleticism there from Sheehan. Feldman gonna be the main ball handler now for the Rams. Feldman trying to get something going, steps back, doesn't put up the three. Looking into Ryan, swings it across court to Bongiolotti. Now Patton has it. Patton, slow start to the now. Patton gets inside, goes up with the left, can't put it in. Ryan there on the glass, and Ryan gets fouled. He's gonna head to the line for 2. Quiet first quarter for Dan Patton so far. Haven't seen his number called too much yet. But Cam Ryan, big help so far for the Rams and wielding them back in. Now he's gonna be at the line for 2. First one bounces off the front rim and in for Cam Ryan. Hessian going to come back into the game replacing Dan Patton. 23 seconds remain in the first quarter. Second shot is up and in for Cam Ryan. 20 seconds remain in the quarter. Duxbury looking to get one shot up to get this lead above 4, heading into the second. Hodgkill playing with that half-court line. Now he gets a screen from Frazier. Now he's blitzed in the corner to Hammond. Hammond puts up the 3. This time, it's good from the corner for Hammond. Hammond hits the celebration after that one. Feldman puts it up from half-court. Can't bank that one home. Great final possession there for the Dragons to get the lead up to 7 going into the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at Duxbury High School for second quarter action here on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to Responsibility.
Welcome back to Duxbury High School, where second quarter is kicking off here. The Rams trail the Dragons 24-17. Duxbury going to start the quarter with the ball. Archibald trying to get Patton off him. Now creates some space. Hits Falls. Falls. Great slip into Frazier. Frazier can't put that one in with the left, but great effort there by Falls. Puts up the mid-range jumper. Can't get that one to fall, but Hammond sneaks in there for the board. Shots up. Frazier tries to get it. Ball's loose. Ref finally going to call a foul on the Frazier putback. This one's, I believe, is going to go on Dan Patton. Coach Fisher livid with his team right now. Not liking the effort on the glass right now. So, no, excuse me. Foul is going to go on Brody Hessian. That's going to be his second, too. So a lot of Marshfield starters in foul trouble early on in this game. First one for Frazier's up. This one's no good. Second one for Frazier. That one's up and in. Dragons get the lead up to 8. Hessian going to try and respond. Dragons now out here in the 2-1-2 zone. Feldman just trying to escape, gets into the corner. Now he just clears it out to Richardson to reset. Now back to Feldman. Feldman doesn't even think about three. Skips it over to Patton. Patton fakes, put the ball down into McCabe. McCabe swarmed. Gonna call foul on the ground. I believe this one's gonna go on Falls. It is. Believe that'll be a Falls' first foul. Hessian gets it in immediately to Patton. Patton sneaks his way in and still can't get his first basket of the game. Ref's going to say that one was last touched by Patton. Patton visibly frustrated with himself right now. Really wish he could get that one back. Marshall going to stay up in the press. Your score being 25-17. Archibald gets over to the left wing again. He's been getting past any defender you put in front of him all night. Now up to Hammond. Hammond faked the handoff. Almost fell over himself. Tiernan Sheehan puts in the layup. Sheehan having himself a game so far in the starting lineup. Feldman just puts his head down and goes to the rim. Draws a second foul on Falls. Puts the layup in. Ref's going to say that one's on the floor. So basket's not going to count, but it's going to be Falls' second foul of the quarter. Now Joe Ward getting ready to check in. You have to assume he's going to take Falls out, and he is. So Falls going to head to the bench for the first time of the night. Not too thrilled about the whistle so far. Hessian just looking for something. Now he gets it into Richardson. Richardson does a couple jabs. Now he gets in. Gets tripped up. Wanted the foul call. Everyone on Marshfield wasn't too thrilled about that. Richardson going to press up. Now he's going to retreat back. Now Hodgepole going to get a good look. Doesn't pull. Now Frazier pulls a three. And they're going to say Richardson stepped on him, so they're going to give Frazier 3 shots at the foul line. It's only going to be Richardson's first, but that's the last thing you want to do if you're Marshfield. You're already down double digits, and you just fouled a three-point shooter. Frazier going to have 3 shots. First one's up and in. Second one's good for Frazier. Unable to complete the trifecta, but almost gets his own rebound. Hessian gonna come up with it. Now he gets it out to Patton. Patton just putting his head down and going towards the rim. Patton sneaks by the charge and gets his first 2 of the game. Huge bucket there for Dan Patton. Lead back down to 10. Archibald trying to call some offensive play. Patton doing a good job staying in front. Now over to Ward. Ward uses Sheehan's screen. Gets it out to Frazier. Frazier couldn't find a lane. Now Sheehan has it. Patton tried to take that one from him, but Sheehan, good job staying with it. Sheehan steps in, and he gets the foul call when nobody fouled him. So Sheehan's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Noah Feldman pleading his case to Fish. That's going to be Feldman's first foul. Sheehan having himself a good game so far. Going to be at the line for 2 more. First one's up. That one's no good for Sheehan. Some would say ball don't lie. Second one for Sheehan is up. This one's in. So we're going to have a timeout on the floor by the Rams. Coach Fisher not looking too pleased at what he's watching right now as his team has dug themselves an 11-point hole. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this timeout on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to Responsibility.
Welcome back here to Duxbury High School, where the Rams have dug themselves an 11-point hole, trying to get back into it. Get it up the court to McCabe. McCabe puts his head down and just goes to the rim. Tried to go up for the reverse. Had that one meet the hands of Frazier. Ball's going to go out of bounds, so Marshfield going to keep possession. Marshfield gets it into Patton. Patton fakes. Now he goes up for the layup. Patton has himself 4 points very quickly in this quarter. Back to single digits. Over to Hammond. Hammond has a three in the game. Frazier fakes, goes up. Great defense from McCabe. Snuck it into Hammond. Hammond gets the layup. Told the crowd to bring him his money after finishing that one. Up to Richardson. Richardson fakes. Tries to get by Frazier. Gonna get the foul call. Believe this one's gonna be on the floor, so Marshall gonna take it out underneath again. Hessian will be the inbounder. Out to Feldman to get Patton through the elevator screen. Patton thought about the three. Patton goes inside, puts it up with the left, gets the foul call. So Duxbury, great job of blitzing the elevator to not allow the three, but let Patton sneak right into the paint to get the foul. First shot's up and in for Dan Patton. Now Cam Ryan going to come into the game, replacing Ryan McCabe. Second one up, second one in for Dan Patton. Patton up to 6 points in the quarter so far. 9-point game with 5 to go here in the first half. Patton lays back a little bit. Marshall looking like they're coming out in a zone set here. Yep, it's going to be a 2-3. Patton playing very high. Not allowing anything to get over to the sidelines. Now, spun out. Great play there from Frazier. Can't complete that one as Richardson sneaks in for the rebound. Patton trying to call for it. Richardson going to get it up to Hessian. Hessian going to set up the offense here. Feldman had it top of the key. Thought about three. Gets into the paint. Can't put the floater in. And Hammond's going to get away with the travel right there, looking like he was doing the moonwalk in his own paint. Hodgkill just puts the dribble out in front of him. Trapped in the corner now into Hammond. Hammond flopping all the way around. Throws it to nobody as Dan Patton comes up with it as he gets pushed off by Sheehan. No call there as Hodgkill lines this one up from the corner. Can't get that one to fall. Hodgkill avoids stepping out of bounds. Good toe tap right there. Sheehan has it on the wing. Sheehan inside to Hodgkill. Back to Sheehan. Sheehan puts this three up this time. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound by teammates. Ryan gets it. Now Hessian going to have it going up the floor. Fish wants his team to get a basket here on this possession. Patton curls and puts his head down. Goes right to the paint and puts it in for the and one. Dan Patton up to 8 in the quarter now with 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Great comeback quarter here from Dan Patton. Went scoreless in that first. Now up to 8 points. Got a chance at 9. Shots up and in for Dan Patton. Gets his total up to 9 for this quarter as the Rams deficit is just down to 6. Marshall going to stay true with that zone with Patton blitzing at the top. Feldman breaks out over to Frazier into the corner for Ward. Ward tries to get inside, throws up a floater. Little too much strength there on that one as Ryan has the board, trying to get it out. Now he finds the outlet over to Hessian. Patton meets him at half court. Patton pulls back, thought about pulling the three, almost got ripped by Sheehan. Patton just putting all the dribbles on, and he loses that one as Frazier has it, but he's got Richardson running with him as Richardson, great contest right there to force the miss. Cam Ryan just committed a little too much right there. Going to get the whistle call. It's going to be on the floor, so Duxbury going to take this one out from underneath. When you're that big, it's hard to control your momentum. So can't blame Ryan too much for that one. It's going to be his second as well. Both teams have a lot of fouls so far in the corner. Into the corner to Hotchkiss. Cam Ryan gets his hands on that one and knocks it out of bounds. Barkey going to inbound this one from almost the wall. Gets it out to Arts. Arts, first time we've seen him in this quarter as he gets back tapped by Feldman. Feldman was ready to run the other way to get 2 points. No one home to collect loose ball. Barkey going to inbound this one again. Gets it outside to Frazier. Duxbury got a fresh shot clock to work with. Over to Barkey. Barkey thought about pulling that one. Now Hotchkiss has it. Inside to Sheehan. Patton able to rip it, but they're going to whistle Patton for the foul. Fish is livid about the calls right now. Thought Patton got all ball right there, so it's only going to be Patton's first. Well, that's going to put Duxbury in the bonus, so Sheehan's going to be at the line for 2. First one up for Sheehan. That one's no good. Little under 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Second one in for Sheehan. Second time going 1 for 2 tonight. Marshfield still down by 7 as they come up the floor. Duxbury playing a little 2-3 of their own. Marshfield just trying to pass through. Patton sneaks that one into Noah Feldman. And Feldman puts it up and in for another and one. Great play right there from Noah Feldman. Even better vision from Dan Patton to find him down low. Little issue with the subs is Barkey's going to come out. Hammond going to come back in to replace him. Shots up and in for Noah Feldman. Now Fall's going to come back in, replacing Frazier. Marshfield has the deficit down to 4. Still 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Hotchkiss gets it up to Arts. Marshfield going to stay true with the zone. It's been working the past few possessions. Patton gets over. Tried to back tap Falls right there. Now into Sheehan, over to Falls. Falls puts up the moving 3. Tried to bank that one. Banked it into the hands of Cam Ryan. Now Patton going to run up the floor. Looks into the corner. Feldman puts up the 3. Can't get that one to fall, but Cam Ryan, what an effort on the glass. Inside to Patton now. Patton goes up, gets another one to go. 11 in the quarter now for Dan Patton. Dragon lead down to 2. Hotchkiss looking to respond. Gets it over to Arts. Now into the corner for Hammond. Hammond with the big man on him. Swings it over to Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss, good ball fake. Puts up the 3. Can't get that one to fall. Ryan got the chair pulled from him. Ball still loose. Ryan fighting for it. Great effort there by Cam Ryan. Marshfield down a man on defense now. Over to Sheehan. Ryan right back into the play. Great effort from the big man. Duxbury still moving the ball around. Over to Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss wanted Sheehan. Sheehan cut. One more to Arts. Arts dumps it in. Patton gets his hand in there. Hotchkiss spins. Hotchkiss trying to go inside. Not finding anything he likes right now. Now up top to Falls. Falls one more into the corner for Hammond. Hammond tries to go baseline. Picks up a dribble over to Arts. Arts puts up the mid-range. Mid-range, no good. Patton comes up with the rebound. Under 2 to go here in the first half, but the atmosphere makes you think it's the fourth quarter. The score 33-31 in favor of the Dragons as Patton puts his head down, kicks it out to Hessian. Hessian puts up the 3. This one no good. Arts collects. Arts trying to push the tempo, tried to get it up. Great pass there by Arts to get it into Hammond. Hessian pokes him loose. Arts fighting his way to keep possession. Hammond being very physical there with Hessian. Dragons going to keep possession of the ball. Marshfield wanted the foul call, didn't get it. Now Barkey going to come back into the game, replacing Arts. Now Hotchkiss Over to Barricky. Barricky from way downtown puts this one in. Joe Barricky finally gets one to go from long range. Big bucket there for the Dragons. Now Rams looking to respond. Patton has the hot hand so far this quarter. Tries to get to a spot out to Feldman. Feldman tries to go into the paint. One more to Patton. Patton wide open in the corner. Can't get that one to fall, but Richardson right there on the offensive glass. Gets the ball poked from him. Hammond does a little too much. Ball still loose. Richardson somehow ends up with it. Richardson just trying to find an open man. Now he's going to pull back. Trying to go past Barricky. Losing the ball a little bit. Now out to Ryan. One more. Patton left all alone again. Can't get that one to fall. Ref's going to blow the whistle. I think they're going to call Richardson for a foul on the floor. So the Dragons are going to head to the line with 34 seconds to go. So Marshfield going to have a chance to get the final shot of the quarter. So Barricky will be at the line after a little bit of confusion right there. Puts the first one in. Now Sean Chesbrough is going to check into the game for the first time, replacing Luke Richardson. Duxbury is going to pull everybody out of the key. Second shot for Barricky. That one's up and in. Shot clock going to be turned off here. You got to assume Marshfield going to go for the final shot. Down by 7. Marshfield just swinging the ball right now, not even putting it on the ground. Patton holds, tries to get it to Feldman. Miscommunication there by the two senior captains as Patton throws the ball away. Now Duxbury is going to have one more possession with 20 seconds. Marshfield had this down to 2, but let the Dragons go on a 5-0 run. Patton going to be pressuring Hoshkable the entire time. Hoshkable looking for the pass. Try to sneak it in the falls. Ryan able to steal it. Gets it into the middle to Brody Hessian. Great ball control there from Hessian. Rams have 8 seconds to do something. Patton just going to go to the rim. Puts this one in off the glass. Gets his quarter total up to 13 as Hammond tries to put this one up from half court. Can't bank that one in. Would have been a head scratcher if you were Fish right there. So your score after one half of play, it's been a very physical game. You score 38-33 in favor of the Duxbury Dragons. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the second half of action here on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by
Biviano General Contracting.
Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations.
More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com.
Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Here for the second half, we have Gavin Hammond into the starting lineup for the second half, replacing Keegan Arts. And we also have Cam Ryan into the starting lineup for the second half, replacing Ryan McCabe. So interesting subs from both teams, but I would definitely say both players earned the second half start there in that first half. Team just switching what side ball is going to come out of. Marshfield's going to start the quarter with it. So now Rams 16 minutes to erase a 5-point deficit. Dragon's going to come out in the 1-3-1. Marshfield just trying to get through this right now. Feldman looks inside. Now they get out to Hessian. One more. Great ball movement. Patton puts up the 3. Finally gets one to go. Dan Patton gets us to a 2-point game with the 3-pointer. Patton missed his first couple. Now he finally gets one to fall here. Less than 30 seconds into the quarter. Marshfield going right back to the man. Decide to leave the zone. Feldman fell for the bait there from Barricky. Now Hammond has it. Hammond has a 3 already. Can't get a second one. Cam Ryan comes down with the rebound. Outlets it to Hessian. Hessian got to wait behind him. Now to Richardson. Richardson pulls a fast break three. Can't get that one to fall. Felt a little too excited about that one. Barricky, tight window, gets it up to Hotchkiss. Now back out to Barricky. Barricky spins, tries to step back, gets Feldman in the air. Great move there from Barricky, but better rebound there from Cam Ryan. Gets it out to Hessian. Hessian almost lost it. Hessian still going to have it now, gets it up to Richardson. In the corner for Feldman. Feldman thought about the three, tries to get past Falls with the right hand. Sheehan tried to draw the charge, instead going to be a blocking foul. Ref going to call on the floor as Feldman was in the act of passing. So one ref thought it was an and one. Another ref said ball going to come out underneath. So now Frazier going to come back in for Sheehan, as that's going to be Sheehan's third foul of the game. Duxbury looking like they're just going to go back to the man set. Feldman waits for the screen from Ryan. Patton thought about the three, got his last one to fall. Patton just waiting for the offense to set up here. Wants Richardson somewhere. Now get the double stack. Marshfield able to set up some sort of play here. Hessian curls, gets inside, goes to the rim, can't put it in. Ryan gets the rebound. Ryan goes back up, and he puts it in to tie the game. Cam Ryan been incredible for Marshfield off the bench so far tonight. Patton eats the screen from Falls right there as Hotchkiss is just going to keep dribbling around. Now out to Frazier. Patton blitzes it. Smart play. Frazier has some range. Now back out to Barrick. You got to guard him from up top as well. Can't shake Hessian. Gets it over to Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss tried to sneak it into Hammond. Hammond puts it up over the taller defender. Feldman skies in for the rebound. We saw his vertical on full display on senior night on Friday. Richardson dribbled that one off the foot of Falls. Gets it back, puts it up, no good. Ryan there on the glass. Ryan puts it up and he's fouled. Cam Ryan, an animal on the rebounding here tonight. Patton gets some H2O to refresh his system. Now Ryan will be at the line for two. Puts that one up and in. Marshfield finally gets the lead back here tonight. Something to point out, that's going to be Frazier's third foul as well. So both bigs for the Dragons now in foul trouble. Second one, no good for Cam Ryan. Hammond now bringing it up the floor. Trying to get Patton off of him. Now up to Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss finds Barricky. Barricky, quick release to get that one off. Can't get him in. Who else but Cam Ryan on the glass. Feldman drops it into Hessian. Hessian puts up the layup. Just put a little too much mustard on that one. Blown opportunity for the Rams there to extend the lead. Over to Barricky. Barricky got Ryan to jump a little bit. Now goes up. Gets fouled there as he kind of just forced the foul on Richardson right there. Now he appears to be a little shaken up after the play. Looks like he'll be good to shoot though. Now Barricky going to be at the line for two. 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. First one's up. First one's good for Barricky. Now back into the game. It's going to be Keegan Arts, starter in the game. Didn't start the second half. Barricky taking his time with the second one. Puts it up, puts this one in, so Dragons quickly get their lead back. Richardson calling for it, running up the floor. Patton didn't see him. Patton Euro steps, gets into the paint, puts it up with the left. Can't bank that one home, but nonetheless, great move there from Dan Patton to give himself a shot at the N1. Barricky just standing there in confusion at the call, as that's going to be his third foul too, so majority of Duxbury players now in foul trouble. And now, ready to make his varsity debut, we have the brother of Brody Hessian, Rowan Hessian, getting ready to check in as Dan Patton hits the first free throw. Hessian gonna take out his brother there, the sophomore started the season on JV, was playing in the JV game earlier, and now he's in on the varsity court. Got to give Hessian a lot of credit now, working his way up the ladder. Looking for Patton, up, no good. Patton sneaks in to grab his own miss, looking like Michael Jordan out here. Patton goes in, gets the foul call. Ref calls it off, calling the foul on the floor. Gonna say the foul is still gonna be on the Dragons. But it's gonna be before Patton went up with the ball, so Marshfield gonna take it out of bounds. And that's gonna be Arts' fourth, so Arts, you have to assume he wasn't in the game for foul trouble, and he just did the last thing Coach Henninger wanted him to do. Marshall going to come out in a high force stack, looking to get someone open. Hessian, now he gets it out to Feldman. Feldman spins, can't get past Hammond. Hammond, great defense now. Back out to Hessian. Hessian inside to Richardson, drops it in. Richardson puts it in with the left. Rowan Hessian gets himself his first stat of his varsity career with the assist right there to Luke Richardson. Hammond going to try to respond. Marshfield now up 2. Hessian trying to get into the cookie jar right there. Hammond working with Patton on him. Hands it up. Good blitz right there from Patton, not letting anything go up by Frazier. Frazier spins, puts up the tough fadeaway. No good right there. Cam Ryan comes down with it, throws it up to Feldman. Feldman gets ripped, wanted the foul call, but Patton gets 2 points instead. Marshfield now has started to open up the floodgates a little bit, up by 4. Richardson calling for the crowd to make some noise as they force a timeout by the Dragons. The Rams finally have a lead here tonight in Duxbury, halfway through the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsor.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting,
Road to Responsibility.
Welcome back here to Duxbury High School. Marshfield finally started to sniff a lead here in this second half as Rams lead the Dragons 44-40 with just halfway to play in the quarter as Hessian gets whistled for the foul right there, trying to put some pressure on Hodgkill. So it's only going to be the Rams' second foul of the quarter. It's going to be Hessian's first. Marshfield, however, playing with house money right now with Duxbury. Duxbury, 4 fouls in the period. Next one, Marshfield will be at the line. Hessian doing a great job making it difficult for Hodgkill. Hessian being a pest now. Hodgkill just has to reset now. Hodgkill spinning, hitting every button on his controller, trying to get open. Hessian eats the screen. Ball's blitzed, and that one's taken away by Dan Patton. Patton dumps it off to Cam Ryan, and Ryan sneaks that one in to get the lead up to 6 points. Barricky just flips it up to Falls. And Richardson's going to get whistled for the foul there on the sideline. Looked like Falls didn't even have possession of the ball, and he stepped out of bounds. So that's going to be Richardson's 4th, and now Bongelati going to come back in to replace him. Fish doesn't agree with the call. Richardson doesn't either. Nonetheless, Richardson's going to head to the bench, and Bongelati's going to come back. Hessian all up in Hodgkill's face. Now Falls has it, gets it into Barricky. Up to Frazier. Feldman stays home. Frazier dancing, tries to get inside. Great defense from Feldman. Just going to eat the contact, but they're going to whistle Feldman for the foul regardless. So Frazier's going to head to the line for 2 shots. Duxbury inbounding it, get it out to Hammond. Hammond really thought about 3 now. Frazier tees this one up. No good right there. Falls gets the board, back to Hodgkill. Oh, this one rejected by the sophomore. What a play from Rowan Hessian to set this Marshfield crowd into a frenzy. Now Patton goes into the pinch, sneaks in for the layup. What a possession by the Rams. Now Feldman, Gordon Barricky pokes this one loose, but they're going to whistle Feldman for the foul. Feldman visibly upset with the foul call there as Cam Ryan runs down to go get the ball as he's going to send Barricky to the line. We got to rewind a little bit. Unbelievable block right there from Rowan Hessian on the shot by Hodgkill and sets up a beautiful fast break play for Dan Patton. In his first varsity appearance ever, the sophomore has made an immediate impact. First shot for Barricky. This one's up and in. Barricky can't get that one to fall. The Marshfield lead goes to 7 as Bongiolotti can't handle it while he's trying to box out Sheehan. So Duxbury going to create another possession on Bongiolotti not being able to grab the board. Barricky flips it to the corner. Hammond puts up the 3. This one falls for Hammond. Hammond showing everybody his elbow for some reason. I don't really know what that is. Marshfield lead down to 4. Feldman dancing on Hammond, trying to get one back. Puts up the tough shot and draws the foul on Hammond. Feldman going to head to the line for 2. First shot up and in for Noah Feldman with 2.5 to play in the third quarter. And folks, don't go anywhere. We still have a whole quarter left of basketball to play in what looks to be another instant classic between these two towns. Feldman can't connect both of them at the stripe. Now Hammond gonna just bring the ball up the floor. Trying to get to Hodgepole. Hessian playing great defense right now. Get it up to Sheehan. Sheehan turn and face. Doesn't get anything. Goes in. Rejected by Cam Ryan. Bongiolotti got a hand on it, but it's going to go out of bounds. So Duxbury's going to keep possession. Shot clock will stay at 21. Barricky lines up from way behind. Gets it into Falls. Falls dumps it into Sheehan. Tries to go backdoor. Sheehan didn't see him. Great blitz there from Cam Ryan to not let Barricky get anything. Now swing over to Falls. Bongiolotti doing a good job staying home. Falls throws up a brick. Tough pass up to Feldman. Feldman somehow able to stay in bounds. Now Feldman gets into the middle, over to Patton. Patton thought about going downhill. Now he's just going to pull back. Patton kicks to Hessian. Hessian thought about it, goes inside, dumps it into Ryan, but just out of Ryan's reach. Now Barricky going to try and go up. Patton challenges, but they're going to call the foul. Dan Patton not happy with the call at all right there. Didn't think he laid a finger on Barricky. But Barricky going to go to the line to try and make this a one-possession game with 1.5 to play in the third quarter. First shot for Barricky, up and in. Second shot for Barricky, no good. So Rams keep the 2-possession lead, trying to just push the tempo up the floor with about 90 seconds left. Gets it into Hessian. Hessian can't handle that one. Ball still loose. Ends up in the hands of Ryan. Back to Hessian. Hessian hangs on, trying to get through contact, puts it up, and puts it in for his first varsity bucket. What a debut from Rowan Hessian in the second half. Making an immediate impact here for his team. Now he's going to get right back, swarming Barricky. Sheehan tries to stiff arm, goes inside, rejected by Cam Ryan. Now Patton trying to push the tempo, goes inside, goes up, puts up the tough shot, and it's in for Dan Patton. Does a little barking afterwards. Clock's going to run. Marshfield exploded in this third quarter, lead back up to 8 points. Hammond trying to respond, gets it out to Barricky. Standing up just a little bit outside of his range. Gets the screen from Sheehan. Ryan goes to blitz, and Ryan's just going to pick up a cheap and easy foul that's going to send Barricky to the line for 2 shots. So that's going to be Ryan's third with 34 seconds, so it's going to shut the shot clock off again. First one up and no good for Barricky. Second one. They're going to say Ryan interfered with the rim right there, so they're going to count the free throw. That's one of the downsides of being a little too tall is you can hit the rim like that. Looked like that one was going to bounce in regardless, but nonetheless, not a play you want to make. So now Hammond just going to be face guarding Pat and not even going to worry about Hessian. Marshfield just looking to go for one shot here. They have a 7-point lead. Now Feldman gets it over to Patton. Patton sneaks it into Hessian. Hessian puts it up and puts it in. 4 points in the quarter here for Rowan Hessian. His teammates on JV are nothing but excited for him over there to our right. 13 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Into the corner for Hammond. Patton doing a good job staying home. Into Barrick. He puts up the fadeaway, and that one's rejected by Cam Ryan. Feldman just going to let the quarter come to a close. What a statement period from the Rams, and what a breakout period for the sophomore Rowan Hessian. Looking like we're going to have a good fourth quarter coming your way. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to Responsibility.
We are back here in Duxbury High School, and you can hear the roars from the crowds. The Marshfield chants have started to flood in, as Hessian's going to pick up a very quick foul here. 2 seconds into the fourth quarter, as he's just trying to make Oshkopol's day just a little bit harder. It's only going to be a second. Hessian's got himself 4 points in the game as well. Oshkopol just lost his footing right there. Wanted the foul call. Patton has a lane all to himself. Goes up, puts the layup in over Sheehan. Patton gets Marshfield's lead to double digits. Now Brody actually get ready to check back in as that's intercepted by Noah Feldman. Behind the back pass. Feldman goes up, and he just can't put it in. What a showtime play there from Dan Patton. Even better steal from Noah Feldman. This Marshfield team plays fast. Something can happen in the blink of an eye, and you could end up missing it. So now Feldman going to go to the line for 2 shots. Ryan McCabe has entered back into the game. Didn't see him at all in the third quarter. He's dealing with some foul trouble right now. First one up and in for Feldman. Now Brody Hessian going to come in, taking out his brother. But Rowan Hessian going to get a pretty serious roar from the crowd as he gets a hug from Coach Fish right there. Great effort there from the sophomore in his varsity debut. And it's all smiles for everyone in this Marshfield crowd. Second shot up and in there for Noah Feldman. Gets the lead up to 13 with 7.5 to play in regulation. Falls walking it up the floor now. Keeps his footing. Oshkopol has a lighter matchup now with Brody Hessian. Rowan Hessian was making things very difficult for him. Barricky just keeps pulling back. Tries to step back. No good. Patton tried to blitz. Now Falls has a 3. Dirk arc. Puts up nothing but air right there as Noah Feldman's off to the races as he gets it up to Dan Patton. Patton goes inside. Puts up the layup, and he puts that one in. Great awareness there from Dan Patton. He kind of just hung in the air right there. Marshfield starting to run away with this one. Barricky goes up, and he just put up an attempt at a shot right there. He's going to get the foul call, so he's going to head to the line for 2. The Marshfield bench not too thrilled about the call right there. And the chirps from the crowd are starting to have a play in this game. We obviously saw what happened last time these two teams faced off, hoping to not see a similar result. As Barricky able to knock in the first one now. Arts is coming back into the game, replacing Sheehan. Lineup for the Dragons is Oshkopol, Frazier, Barricky, Arts, and Falls. And for the Rams, you have Brody Hessian, Patton, Feldman, McCabe, and Bongelotti. Gets it into Hessian. Duxbury just praying some defense. Hessian spins right out of that one. Into the corner for Bongelotti. Bongelotti puts up the 3. Can't get his second one to fall. Tried to poke that one over to Hessian, but poked it to the Duxbury Dragons. Great ball movement there from the Dragons. Arts puts it up, and Ryan McCabe's going to get called for the foul again I believe that's going to be his 4th or his 5th. So McCabe might be done for the day. We'll have to see. Oh, no, that's only going to be Ryan McCabe's 3rd foul. I'm guessing Fish told him not to foul once he went into the game. So Richardson going to get ready to check in for him as well. Cam Ryan going to come in. You got to assume he's going to replace Bongelotti. First shot for Arts is up. Gets that one to bounce in. Richardson and Cam Ryan enter. McCabe and Bongelotti exit. Rams playing with a 12-point lead right now. Still 6.5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Second shot up. That one's no good. Richardson collects it now. He's just going to go. Trying to get past Falls. Puts his head down and just goes to the rim. Puts up the layup. Put a little too much mustard on that one. Ball's loose. Richardson has it. Trying to get it out. Gets it into Brody Hession. Brody Hession puts up the layup. Layup goes down for Brody Hession. Great effort there from Luke Richardson while on the ground. Dragon's starting to run out of time. Barricky, what's he going to do? In the corner. That one set back by Patton. A great heads-up play by Dave Patton to throw that one off of Arts. Arts trying to plead that Patton's out of bounds. Not going to win the case right there. Noah Feldman calling for the technical foul. Not going to get it. I think he just got a warning from the ref. Barricky all up in Patton's face, gets it into Hession. Hession crosses half, now trying to set something up. Patton curls, just goes right to the rim, dumps it into Richardson, and Falls this time's going to get the charge, put his body on the line, and just committed to the play. Good play right there from the senior. So now Marshfield's going to be in foul trouble here this quarter. That's going to be 4 for the game. I mean, not for the game, in the quarter, and that's going to be Patton's 4th. So now Dan Patton 1 foul away from being taken out of the game. Marshfield leads by 14 with just under 6 to go. And there goes Dan Patton. That's going to be his 5th foul. Going to call for a stiff arm. Not going to get it, so Dan Patton, his day is going to be done. Look from our angle that was a clear push off there by Arts. So Patton going to go to the bench. His day has come to an end. Marshfield only has 4 on the court. Fish has to make a decision quickly. So Marshfield only has 4 players on the court. So Fish going to call a timeout here now to just get his lineup set. Patton not too thrilled about the call right there. Definitely looked like Arts pushed off. Looks like the ref had a better angle than we did, though. So going to have a timeout on the court. We'll be right back here for the final 5.5 minutes of this 4th quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
MCM coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to Responsibility.
Back here at Duxbury High School, your score 63-51 in favor of the Rams with 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Dan Patton has just fouled out of the game, so that's going to make things all the more interesting here for the Rams on how they play this final half of the quarter. Shots up. Shots good there for Arts. Dragon's going to be in the press. Hession gets it, and he goes. Gets tapped from behind. Ref going to call the foul finally. Marshall gets one to go right there. So it's only going to be the Dragons' 2nd foul, but that's going to be Barricky's 4th. So now Barricky in just as much danger as Patton was just a few moments ago. Hession just breaks and gets this one in easily. Hession hits the double cross, gets down, goes in, can't get the layup to go, but they're going to call foul on the floor first. Hession going to take this one out, cross screen goes, trying to get it in. Now they get Feldman in on the seal, puts it up, can't get the layup to go, but Feldman draws the foul and he's headed to the line, so that's going to be Frazier's 4th foul too. So Dragon's starting to have some guys in serious foul trouble. Oh no, excuse me, that's going to be Frazier's 5th. So Frazier's going to be done for the day. Frazier looking like might have got hit in a special area on that last play. Looks a little shaken up right now. Frazier's going to exit the game. Duxbury having some conversations with the ref right now. So now into the game, it's going to be senior Joe Ward. Looking like Ward will be in for this final 5.5. Feldman now with a chance for 2. First one's up and in for Noah Feldman. Second shot up, no good for Feldman. Ball gets poked loose. That one last off the hands of Ward. Marshfield gonna get possession back. Great effort there from the bigs, Ryan and Richardson. Hessian taking this one out from the side. Richardson just flashes. Gonna have a foul call on the court. Not really sure what just happened there. They're gonna say offensive foul on Cam Ryan. So that's gonna be Cam Ryan's 4th foul as well. A lot of foul calls both ways so far in this game. I think we've hit the bonus in every quarter. And off to Barricky. Over to Arts. Arts stops. Hands off to Falls. Over to Barricky. Barricky hitting some dribbles. Loses possession, ball's loose, over to Hoshkapel. Hoshkapel into the corner for Barricky. Barricky faked the baseline. Now he's going to try and get in the middle. Shot goes up, can't put that one in. Richardson almost had it. Arts can't put the layup in. Ball's loose. Hessian has it. Ref's going to call jump. Game's starting to get a little more chippy. Arts starting to bark at the ref. Jump ball is going to go in possession of the Rams. Just under 5 to play here in this 4th quarter. Rowan Hessian's able to get the ball. That's past Hoshkapel. Now he's going to get doubled in the backcourt. Needs a little bit of assistance. What a look from Hessian to get it over to his brother. Now out to Feldman. Feldman throws a tough pass. Ball still loose. Somehow ends up in the hands of Luke Richardson. Ramsey to slow down a little bit. Preserve the time on the clock. Try to just get a good shot here with a 12-point lead. Feldman waiting for the screen from Richardson, gets it. Arts goes over it. Feldman gets the ball poked loose. Gonna say that one lost off Feldman. Duxbury gonna take over underneath. Hoshkapel trying to push the tempo of his teammates. Missed the memo right there. Barricky got it in the corner, thought about it, goes into the paint, tries to put up the reverse. What a take right there from Joe Barricky. Did a little extra right there while he was on the ground. Up, oh! Richardson on the offensive glass though, still can't get it. Ball's still loose. Hessian tried to throw the lob to Cam Ryan, didn't work. Richardson, what a pass into Brody Hessian. Luke Richardson letting the crowd know he has tunnel vision. Barricky trying to respond into the corner. Ward thought about the three. Richardson dared him to shoot it. Ward goes up, rejected by Cam Ryan. Up the sideline to Feldman. Feldman into Ryan. Ryan up over to Hessian. One more to his brother. Brody puts up the 3. Can't go. Ryan grabs that one out of the air and he puts it up and in. Statement game for Cam Ryan right now as he gets the lead up to 14 for the Rams. Duxbury calls what I believe is their final timeout with 3.5 to play. Don't go anywhere. We still have a lot of time left to go in this game. We'll be right back on Marshfield Community Media.
MCM coverage of MHS Sports is proudly presented by Repel Pest Solutions,
Biviano General Contracting.
Road to Responsibility.
Welcome back here to Duxbury High School. Rams break the huddle, playing with a 14-point lead with 3.5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Duxbury, a lot of their starters in foul trouble. Just looking for something to keep themselves in the game. Marshfield looking like they're going to come back into that zone we saw earlier on in this game as they get it to Falls. Falls goes. Ryan hits the deck, and that's going to be a blocking foul, so Cam Ryan is going to be done for the day. Coach Fish not too thrilled with that at all. So Cam Ryan going to be done for the day. Coach Fish not thrilled with the ref right now. Marshfield needs to put a fifth player into the game. So now Ryan McCabe getting ready to check back in. First shot going to be no good for Falls right there. Ryan McCabe coming in. I believe he's got 3 fouls. First shot for Falls was no good. Second shot for Falls is up, and he banks that one in. Rowan Hessian has it. Trying to go up the sideline. Hessian loses it, gets it in, somehow gets it over to his brother. Brody tried to get that one out to Feldman. That one taken away by Arts. Now Barricky going to just try and go into the paint. Throws up a wild layup. Layup, no good, just trying to draw contact. Now Brody Hessian going to bring it up, just going to pull back. Trying to conserve time as we hit the under 3-minute mark. Now out to the top to Richardson. Trying to get Hessian to come get it. Drops it out for him. Hessian puts up the 3. Can't get that one to go. Rams still up 13. Falls has it now going up the floor. Gets inside, sneaks it into Sheehan. Sheehan goes up. Too much sauce on the layup right there. McCabe able to get the rebound. Richardson up the sideline to Feldman. Feldman just putting his head down, going to the rim. Feldman can't put the layup in. Just lost control of it last second. Sheehan has it, and they're going to whistle Brody Hessian for the foul. Frustration foul there for Brody Hessian. 2.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. That's going to be Hessian's third, which is, surprisingly low considering the people that are in the game right now. Fouling been an issue on both sides so far tonight. Rams still up 13. First shot up. That one's good for Sheehan. Second shot, no good for Sheehan. He's gone 1 for 2 every time so far at the line. Richardson just hands this one off to Brody Hessian now. Gets it right back. Richardson trying to pass this one around a little bit, and that one just out of his reach. Hessian throws that one out of bounds. Fish not thrilled right now. Just above 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Marshfield still up by 12, but plenty of time left for the Dragons to make some noise. Rams going to come out in a man. They don't leave anyone open. Arts puts up the 3. Can't make Marshfield pay for it. Ball spikes off the backboard. Feldman has it. Feldman fouled there, dribbling up the floor. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots. That foul's on Barricky. That's his final one, and he's out of the game. Ref signals that's going to go on Joe Barricky. His day is going to be done. Gavin Hammond is going to come in for him, it seems like, unless Coach Henninger has different plans. So trying to sort something out at the scores table right now. Fish just calls his team in for a huddle. Trying to say Barricky had 4 fouls instead of 5. But Barricky going to exit the game with this 5th foul. Hammond going to come in. Barricky visibly frustrated right now. Now huddles are going to break. Feldman going to go to the line for his 2 shots. Arts pleading his case towards the far side official. First shot, no good for Noah Feldman. The Duxbury student section has gone silent here in the second half. Feldman 0 for 2 at the line. Sheehan comes down with the rebound, now Falls just looking to push the tempo. Up to Hoskable, one more to Sheehan. Sheehan, no hesitation, puts up the 3. That one left short. McCabe gets the board. Outlets it to Richardson. Now up the sideline to Brody Hessian. Hessian over to Feldman. Feldman just going to hold at the wing, getting under 1.5 minutes. Feldman putting his head down, going to the rim. Outside to Rowan Hessian. Falls tried to get the charge there. Couldn't get anything called. Now over to Feldman. Now Dragon's going to go to double. Feldman gets fouled on the floor there by Sheehan. We're now finally under 1.5 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. So that is going to be Sheehan's 5th foul, so he's going to be done for the day as well. Now Joe Ward going to come back in for the Dragons. So we have players foul out both sides. We've had Frazier, Barricky, and Sheehan foul out for the Dragons, and we've had Patton foul out for the Rams. Feldman, that's his third miss in a row. Feldman breaks his streak of misses, gets that one to fall. That's the Rams lead up to 13. Arts rolls this one to conserve time. Back over to Arts now. Arts goes into the paint. McCabe, great job getting out of the way. Falls goes out to the three-point line. Now over to Ward. Approaching the minute mark, left in the quarter. Ward goes in, puts up the layup. Layup no good. Falls. Skies in for the board. Puts up the fadeaway. Fadeaway no good. Feldman has it. Just about a hit, under a minute to go here. Now out to McCabe, back over to Feldman. They play a little hot potato. Feldman just trying to get away from anybody. Throws up a prayer to McCabe. One more to Hessian. Under a minute to go. Ball just swinging around right now. Ram just trying to waste time. Just playing with it out on the perimeter. And the claps are starting to pile in as the shot clock's going to get within 10. Feldman just going to go to the rim. Loses possession, still has it somehow, puts up the fadeaway. Can't put it in, but he's going to get the foul call. Shot clock has been turned off now. Duxbury needs to get this ball in as quick as they possibly can. First one in for Noah Feldman. His entire team has cleared the key. Fish putting in Rawlinson and Chesbro just to get some extra bodies in there. 4 fouls. Liam Riley going to check back in as well for Brody Hessian. Trying to have fresh fouls on the court in case anything silly were to happen. Feldman can't get them both to fall right there. Dragons got to go. Almost turned it over. Now Hammond loses possession. Feldman dives for it out of bounds. Great effort from Noah Feldman. You can tell this game means a lot to him and his entire team with the effort they've put up on display today. Timeout on the court by the Rams. 27 seconds left to go here. The Rams lead 70-56. We'll keep you right here in the huddle. Marshfield can smell the victory. They can smell the revenge. Obviously, game was live on Marshfield Community Media when these two teams last squared up, and Duxbury was able to get the best of Marshfield, winning by 4. Fish going to clear the bench now, sending in Cole Hannigan and Gavin McDonough. You got to assume that what he's saying in the huddle right now is just straight up, don't foul. Don't make any silly mistakes. Just do not foul, and you will win the game. Marshfield gonna break the huddle. Duxbury down to their last breath. 27 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Duxbury gonna have it in their own backcourt. Marshfield just gonna fall back into a 2-3 zone. Not let up any three-pointers. Hannigan gonna go blitz. Trying to get shots up. Ward puts up the 3. Can't get that one to fall. Hammond gets the offensive rebound. Time running out for the Dragons. Just someone needs to put up a shot. Arts goes into the paint, gets ripped there by Rawlinson. Hannigan gonna have it. Now Hannigan can just dribble out the rest of the clock. And Marshfield, with time winding down, looks like they're gonna get their revenge on the Dragons, and Marshfield is gonna come into Duxbury and steal a win from Patriot League rival, the Duxbury Dragons. So Marshfield able to pull off the victory after not being as successful last time. Great effort all around from everybody on the team. Dan Patton, another 20-piece. Noah Feldman, great day. Luke Richardson, great day. Cam Ryan, great day. And this time, they're able to walk through the handshake line. So that's going to do it for the game here. Your final score, 70-56 in favor of the Rams. Marshfield, great job of getting their revenge, coming into the building, not being fazed by last time. So that's all for now. I'm Tyler Pinheiro. Thank you so much for tuning in. Joe Rubeski on the camera. Biviano Osborne back in the studio. Have a great
MCM
night.
coverage of MHS sports is proudly presented by
Biviano General Contracting.
Biviano General Contracting is Marshfield's leading custom modular house builder. Modular building saves time and money. Only 8 to 12 weeks for the entire build, saving up to 25% of the cost compared to traditional building. We also offer custom deck building, kitchen and bathroom remodels, additions, and house elevations.
More information can be found at bivianocontracting.com.
Repel Pest Solutions. Repel Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company protecting residential and commercial properties from nuisance pests that carry germs and diseases. They are a small, family-run business from Marshfield, licensed, insured, competitively priced. We work to understand your needs and offer an integrated pest solution that's environmentally friendly. Don't be afraid to bug us. Road to Responsibility. Founded in 1988, Road to Responsibility's mission is to provide the means, the opportunity, and the support necessary to allow citizens with disabilities to take their place as productive members of the community. We are committed to providing all individuals with opportunities to truly live in the community. Through our services, we are proud to enrich and improve the lives of every individual, one person at a time.
Crossing a 50, 40. He's got 2 men to beat. No one's going to catch.
Is up, and it is score! Victory.
Got it!
With the shot. Lights out. Good night. Goodbye.
And that's it! Marshfield wins!
It's a great serve.
Another one drop!
And the Rams drop one first here in the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Kick on the field, and it is
Scored! And it's scored!